welcome you back to another Birch Run Wellness podcast, and I want to wish everybody happy holidays and a happy new year 2021. It's been quite the ride this last year, and but I know this year is going to be better. I have this feeling there's a lot of changes happening right now, changes that needed to take place. Sometimes it's got to get tough before it gets better. So what I want to talk to you about today is reasons why you may want to consider cannabis in your future as far as an alternative, or maybe a preventative, or actually to use it with whatever you may be dealing with as far as pain and whatever you may be dealing with right now. I want to give you a couple reasons why. Not what I'm saying, but what the state of Michigan has done as far as their studies and what their form says you're allowed to use cannabis for, and you'll see that multitude of things that it obviously helps with. And it starts out right here. This is actually the Michigan State patient form that you'd have to fill out in order to get your medical card. And like some people say, why would I want a medical card when it's recreational? I can just go into pretty much any provisioning center that's recreational and get my medicine. That's true. You absolutely can. You do not have to have a card if you're over 21 in Michigan to use cannabis. The main reason you'd want to get your card is you can save 10% right off the bat. As far as the quality of medicine, it's going to be the same, real close to the same, recreational to medical. The other reason is you could always find yourself a good caregiver in Michigan, someone that's been growing for a few years. If you want a specific strain, or there's a lot of good caregivers out there. I mean, don't put anything past people that've been growing for, some people for longer, but like 10 years legally here in Michigan since we had the 2008 law. So the only reason you'd really want your card to grow is if you were going to grow for more than just yourself. So if you want to do it for yourself and then you feel you're qualified to grow for someone else, you have that ability to do that through the state of Michigan. But the reasons why, and this is from the state of Michigan, because you can go right on to LARA, michigan.gov, and pull this up. It's an application. And these are the reasons why, according to the state of Michigan, not me, but the state of Michigan, these are the reasons why you can get a card to use cannabis. And it says right here, it says patients that have been diagnosed with the following debilitating medical conditions. And you must check one of these boxes. Well, you can see there's a lot of boxes here. And honestly, none of these boxes were here when we first started in 2008. They've added a lot of boxes. So they must do some sort of research. They've got to have some evidence that this helps with these type of issues. So number one right here, cancer. Then we got glaucoma, HIV, AIDS, hepatitis C, amyopathic lateral sclerosis. We have Crohn's disease, agitation of Alzheimer's disease. Category B here, we have chronic and debilitating diseases or medical conditions or its treatment that produces one or more of the following, and we're looking at wasting syndrome. Then we got severe and chronic pain, severe nausea. We have seizures, including but not limited to those characteristics of epilepsy, and this is something that we've really been having a lot of success with, the severe and present muscle spasms. Then we got category C here, post-traumatic stress, PTSD, and then we have OCD, which is obsessive compulsive disorder, arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, spinal cord injuries, colitis, inflammatory bowel disease, ulcerative colitis, Parkinson's disease, Tourette syndrome, autism, chronic pain, and cerebral palsy. So that's a pretty big list of reasons why Michigan says if you have any of these problems whatsoever that you can benefit from using cannabis. So when I first decided I was going to use cannabis, and I went on to the michigan.gov and pulled these list of reasons why, then I seen all these others and I'm like, why does it work so well on so many different things? It really blew my mind. And I knew right then that there must be something extremely amazing about this plant in order for it to benefit in all these different things that we're dealing with on a day-to-day. Most of the people that I know, at least I deal with that come in here, have at least one or more of these in their everyday life. Most of us do. So that was one of the reasons that pushed me to go ahead and, let's give this a try. And there's another reason. I'm going to show you that next. This was the main reason. After I had already looked at the Michigan State form, I'd done some research, I watched Run from the Cure, the Rick Simpson story, and then I come across this. And when I come across this, I knew for sure that I had a chance, because my disease was idiopathic. So it's worse than knowing if I had leukemia. It was worse than knowing if I had AIDS. It was worse than knowing if I had hepatitis, because I was dying of the same thing as if I had either one of them, but I hadn't any of them according to the test. So it was idiopathic. So it was basically a guinea pig for a good couple years while I let them pull my spleen out of me. The last straw was they wanted to give me chemo, and that's when I said, no, it's not going to happen. And I went with the cannabis oil instead. But this was the reason, one of the main reasons. I'm going to say the main evidence that I had was, this is actually a United States patent, U.S. patent. It's US 6630507B1, and all you got to do is plug that into your Google machine, and it pops it right up, and you can read the 32-page patent. But it had my disease listed right in here, and that was autoimmune disease. So it's got age-related inflammatory and autoimmune disease. They've got this as an abstract. It says right here, useful as a neuroprotectant and antioxidant. And it's written into this 32-page patent right here. This patent was held by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and it was taken out in 1999. It's since expired last year, 2019, right here in 1999. Worldwide application. I'm sure there's 1,200 different applications on cannabinoids. Again, this is not me. This is the U.S. patent that's providing this evidence. So these are the reasons why I'm so obsessed about cannabis, and why I pretty much dedicated my life to helping others get involved, helping others with an alternative. So these are the reasons why. If you're interested, you can set a consultation up. You can set one up with me, or you can set one up with Dr. Calisparis. He'll be here every Tuesday starting out. He's going to be here as much as we need him, but right now we're just trying to fill his Tuesdays up. So Tuesday from 11 till 3 o'clock for sure. We will take walk-ins, but we prefer if you call us up and schedule ahead of time. And we got a schedule going. He was booked the first day here. We've taken a couple weeks off. It's a new year. Maybe you want to eliminate some of this from your life and try something different. It's affordable now. It wasn't so affordable back when I was using the oil. Actually, it's like 10 times more when I started. You know, it's been almost 12 years now ago that I started using cannabis oil. It was hard to come by. We were just barely legal. 2008, I started using it in 2009. I've been growing and making my own oil ever since then. So I've got over 10 years in this. Dr. Calisparis, he's a DO. We work together. He's very interested in dosing and helping people with their programs. It's more than just certification. You might not even need a card. So maybe you only need to work with, you know, a full spectrum oil under the legal percentage, which is 0.303% in Michigan. We do have some excellent oils that have less than 3%. You will not get high. Birch Run Wellness, stop in and see us. The doctor's coming in Tuesday. Set an appointment. Thank you very much.